Supervisor, U.S. Congressman Brad Gilbert. Thank you, Commissioner Brad. Former Mayor Diane Carruthers, I know you there. There you go. Thank you so much for coming. Former Council Member Diane, Mayor Winter, sorry. Thanks, Mayor, for coming. Representing Naval Base Coronado Commanding Officer Captain Waldo, Commander Michael Higgins, Officer in Charge, Naval Outlying, Land and Field Imperial Beach. Representing Assembly Member Todd Gloria, State of California, 78th Assembly District, Aliana Martinez, thank you so much for coming. We have County Supervisor Greg Cox. There you are. Thank you so much for coming. Representing Court Commissioner Dan Malcolm is Ron Howell, Director of Corporate Communications. For the South Bay Union School District, we have School Board Member Gerald Dionis, and then Dr. McNamara, and then from the Director of Division 3 of the Judas Water District, Mark Basic. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so we have the certification of election results, and City Clerk Paul will give a report on that.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. Pursuant to City Council Resolution Number 2016-7715, the Registrar of Voters of the County of San Diego consolidated the general municipal election with the statewide general election on November 8, 2016. They canvassed the returns of the election and certified the results to this City Council. The results are received and attached to Resolution Number 2016-7756 as Exhibit A. In accordance with California Elections Code Section 10264, I, the elections official of this governing body, shall enter on its records a statement of the result. Oh. In just a moment. The statement of the result, the whole number of votes cast in the city was 12,613. The names of the persons voted for at the election for the office of Member of City Council are as follows in ballot order: Tim O'Neill, Mark West, Michelle Sanchez Huffman, Bobby Patton, Moises Camacho, and Julie Behrens. The number of votes given at each precinct to each person is on file in the office of the city clerk and attached to resolution number 2016-7756 as Exhibit A, and specifically pages 28 through 33. The number of votes given in the city to each person is as follows for members of the city council. Mark West received 3,485 votes. Bobby Patton receiving 3,198 votes. Tim O'Neill, 2,042 votes. Julie Behrens, 1,530 votes. Moises Camacho, 1,367 votes. And Michelle Sanchez Huffman receiving 977 votes. Based on these results, Mark West was elected as member of the City Council for the full term of 4 years, and Bobby Patton was elected as member of the City Council for the full term of 4 years. Staff recommends that the City Council adopts Resolution Number 2016-7756, reciting the fact of the general municipal election held on November 8, 2016, declaring the result and other such matters as provided by law, and then following, I will issue certificates of election. And that's it for my presentation.
Great, thank you very much. I would like to entertain a motion to adopt resolution number 2016-7756, reciting the fact of the general municipal election held on November 8th, 2016, declaring the result and such matters, other matters as provided by law. Please vote.
Motion carried unanimously.
Great, thank you. And at this time, the city clerk will present the certificates of election to the newly elected officials. I think they deserve a round of applause. And all the candidates. So we're going to do a leaving of office presentation for Pat Bilbray, but before that, I just wanted to make an announcement that following the oath of office ceremony, the special meeting will be adjourned, and I would like to invite everyone to the community room for a reception to say farewell to Councilmember Bilbray and to honor the newly elected council members Bobby Patton and Mark West. Our second special meeting will begin at 6:30 p.m. or as soon as possible thereafter. So we have a list of presenters to say goodbye to Councilmember Bilbray. And so we'll start. I know Supervisor Cox has to leave. So if you'd like to come up. And just before that, I'd like to say Congressman Juan Vargas was unable to attend tonight, but sent a certificate of recognition that I'll just read a few words of. United States House of Representatives Certificate of Recognition presented to Brian Patrick Bilbray, Imperial Beach Council Member. On behalf of the U.S. House of Representatives and the residents of California's 51st Congressional District, I would like to commend you for your 6 years of outstanding leadership to the city of Imperial Beach. Your dedication to public service is reflected in your determination in maintaining Imperial Beach's natural resources for future generations. Your tireless efforts to maintain a safe and culturally enriched beach community is truly inspirational. I wish you many years of continued success. Dated 14th of December, 2016, Juan Vargas, Member of Congress. I'll make sure we pass this down. Congratulations.
Well, Mr. Mayor, thank you very much for allowing me to kind of jump up the front of the line here. We have a community meeting going on tonight just down the street in the Tijuana River Valley at the Ranger Station, where we're having a report presented on the economic opportunities in the county's regional park down there. We're looking at the possibilities of maybe putting in a campground. We're also getting ready to expand the community gardens down there because they've had such phenomenal success. And because your mayor keeps beating up on me, we're looking very closely at a skateboard park and maybe a bicycle skills park down in the Tijuana River Valley in the regional park down there. So thank you for taking me out of order and giving me a chance to say a few words. I need to be down there right around 6 o'clock, so I'm going to miss the party. And again, congratulations to Councilmember-elect Mark West and to Bobby Patton on his reelection. I'm really here right now just to say a few words of thanks and appreciation to Councilwoman Bilbray. And it's really making me feel old tonight because as most of you know, Councilman Bilbray's father was elected to the city council here in 1976. That was the same year I was elected to the Chula Vista City Council. I think he was 25 when he was elected to the city council. I was a little older, I was 27. But it's been a good long run so far. And to think that Brian Patrick Bilbray was elected to the council at age 25 also, just 6 short years ago, says a lot about the family and their commitment to this community. I know that Councilman Bilbray, while he's been on this council, has certainly worked to invest in neighborhoods. He's represented the city of Imperial Beach at Sandag and the Metropolitan Wastewater Joint Powers Authority. He's certainly been working in this community in a variety of different capacity, in addition to his daytime job over at Marine Group Boatworks. And obviously has been very active in the community. And having actually known Councilman Bilbray, I guess really before he was even born, I guess I couldn't do that, but knowing him his entire life, it is really an honor to see the younger generation stepping up into leadership positions. I understand he's going to be going back to college and pursuing some other opportunities. And I just wanted to take the opportunity to be here tonight to say thank you. Thank you for your 6 years of committed service to this community. And on behalf of the County of San Diego, I have a proclamation which recites at least some of these things. And probably the most important thing, I really commend you on your commitment, your dedication to this community, your service. And on behalf of all my colleagues on the Board of Supervisors, we have declared this day to be Councilman Brian Patrick Bilbray Day throughout San Diego County. Councilman Bilbray, congratulations.
Thank you, Supervisor Cox. That was very nice. And now we have Lieutenant Commander Michael Higgins, officer in charge of NULF, on behalf of Naval Base Coronado Commanding Officer.
While he's coming up here, can I make one more plug?
Yeah, sure.
January 7th, 11 a.m. Everybody is invited over to the ribbon cutting for the brand new Imperial Beach Library, which this community
There you go.
so richly deserves.
And if you haven't seen the library, peek inside. It's amazing. So I had a chance to visit. Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor Cox.
Good evening. Unfortunately, Captain Mulvihill couldn't be here today. Don't tell him I told this, but you guys are getting the better end of the deal having me here. I too thank you for letting me go early. Tonight happens to be my 19th wedding anniversary, and if I don't get my wife to our dinner reservation, then I won't make it to 20. So I'm gonna put a hat on. Those of you that aren't familiar with the Navy, we're not allowed to be covered inside, but I wanted you to know that the city of Imperial Beach, I love it. I get to come down here and be the officer in charge down there, and this is a great hat, and I get to wear it when I'm down here versus up at NAB. And so I'm repping you guys today. But so on behalf of the commanding officer, dear councilman, I'm going to present you with a letter of appreciation. So dear council member Bilbray, on behalf of the 30,000 men and women who serve aboard Naval Base Coronado, thank you for your service over the past 6 years as a member of the Imperial Beach City Council. Your leadership efforts were always cooperative and engaging, playing a big part in the effective relationship between the city of Imperial Beach and the United States Navy. Naval Base Coronado will miss your expertise on issues of land use compatibility, transportation, and of course, development of the Naval Base Coronado Coastal Campus. Please accept my sincere gratitude for your past service to both the city of Imperial Beach and the United States Navy. I wish you well in the future, and I hope you remain in service to our community. Job well done. Sincerely, S.T. Mulvihill, Captain, United States Navy, Commanding Officer, Naval Base Coronado.
Do we have this Ron Powell here? There you go, Ron. Thanks. Ron Powell from the Port of San Diego will be here representing Port Commissioner Dan Malcolm, who was here last week as well.
Yes.
So.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. Commissioner Malcolm wanted to be here tonight, but he had some other conflict going on and he couldn't be here, but he wanted me to come and say some nice words to not only you, Councilman Bilbray, but also Bobby Patton. Congratulations on your reelection. And Mr. West, congratulations as the incoming council member. You know, I have this proclamation, and you've seen a lot of proclamations, and there's a bunch of whereases on here. There always are. But I just want to say from the port staff, from the port commissioners, that we really appreciate your partnership with us over the 6 years that you served on the council. You did a wonderful job, and you were always a good partner for us. And we really appreciate it, and we wish you well going forward, and we know you're going to do great things. And again, thank you for your time and for your service to this community. And again, one other thing too was a wonderful sunset tonight, a beautiful IB sunset. Right. And one of the great things I love about coming down here is seeing the beach, and you enjoy the beach, and we do too. So thank you so much from the port. We really appreciate it.
I also want to acknowledge that Council Member of Lemon Grove, David Arambula, is here. David, are you there? Thanks so much for coming. Okay, so now we have Tim O'Neill and Candy Unger, founders of the community group I Heart IB and stalwart community members. Are you guys here? There you go.
Good evening, everyone. This is basically Candy's idea because Pat, after you talked me into running this year and my subsequent shellacking at the hands of Councilmember Patton and Mr. West, you're not my favorite person right now. But I kid. We have Candy and I and I Heart IB have a certificate of recognition. We just want to say thanks for everything you've done for us. Fireworks, sports park, your membership on that task force was absolutely what got that deal done. Any cockamamie, idea that we run across, you never say, "Oh, that's stupid." You always say, "Here's a list of people that will give money. Here's a list of people that can help you get other people to give money." And basically, you've always encouraged Candy and I, and we just want to say thanks. And to show you how thankful we are, we have a quick video. This is when the skate park opened. This is our council. Whatever. And that's our boy.
Just for clarification, I've gotten a lot better at skating, I believe.
Now, Mr. City Manager, Andy Hall will say a few words. You bet. Councilman Bilbray, on behalf of the city staff, we really want to thank you for your service and your support that you've certainly given us over the years. And I've been asked several times, what is it you'll miss most about Councilman Bilbray? And I think you already know the answer to this. Every time we run into some problem like, well, okay, now how do we amend this motion to make it say this and what? We're losing a parliamentarian here. And every time we run a really complicated thing, we're not exactly sure what to do. Patrick will say, well, wait a minute. What you got to do first, you got to amend the emotion to amend the emotion. And then and he just lays it out and then we follow it. So one of the things we're really going to miss is your ability to help us move through these meetings and some of the complex motions and things that we have to do. And we're going to really miss that. And probably I'll be calling you more often than you want to strategize the best way to make some of these complicated motions that we have to do. But again, on behalf of the city employees who have really appreciated your support, you've always been there for the employees. Every vote has been in favor of the employees. We know how much you support us, and that's meant a whole lot. And on their behalf, I really appreciate the opportunity I had to say thank you and really appreciate having worked for you. Really appreciate that.
All right, now I'd like to invite council members to say a few words. Mr. Patton, would you like to?
So I met Mr. Bilbray years ago, but when I ran for election 4 years ago, you see Bilbray signs, like I didn't really know him. Excuse me. You know, in that 4 years, I've become pretty good friends with him. He's a great guy. Cool, calm, collect, unless we bring up an item about a stop sign. Hate stop signs. And if he could eliminate every stop sign in this town, it would be done. So, you know, we could work on that. Definitely, like Mr. Hall said, very knowledgeable of rules and regulations, and he does. Like he knows a lot about what's going on up here, and we do too. Not to get you wrong. And he offered me his, I guess he has a giant book, and he goes, "Listen, I could set you up with this book, you know." And I'm sitting with him, going, "Yeah, great." So I'll get it next week. Passionate, definitely wants the best for Imperial Beach. He doesn't have an agenda. His agenda is, you know, just making Imperial Beach the great place that it is, and he's done that. Well known, many of the locals, many people in Imperial Beach knows Pat, as well as other dignitaries throughout the county. So that he was very beneficial, helpful for us when he'd go to meetings outside of Imperial Beach. He knew a lot of people, and that helped us. His great family. Very well-spoken and accomplished father back there, Congressman Bilbray Sr. back there. And I know we'll see him again. I think he's taking a little time off to just rest, relax, enjoy himself, which I really want him to do. But I really do feel we'll see Mr. Bilbray here, Jr. In the near future. So I hope so. And I want to thank you for everything. All right.
You're going to be missed. I remember back before we both pulled our papers to run for office, I was trying to decide whether I would run for the 2-year seat or the 4-year seat. And when I heard that you were going to run for the 2-year seat, that made my mind up right there, that you were going to be a formidable opponent. And I decided to, and I'm glad I did, because I wouldn't be here today probably if I had made the other choice. I've really enjoyed the times we've had a chance to work together. And I think about, you know, our mutual concerns about pollution, and particularly air pollution, clean water, etc. I was very much supportive of your initiative regarding the traffic circle. I think that was really had all the right reasons to give that a try. And, sometimes you get the bear and sometimes the bear gets you. Not everything that we try works out, but it was a worthwhile effort. And I think we did it for all the right reasons. Similarly, on the medical marijuana case, I remember we worked very hard to try to find a compromise ordinance that would meet the goals of the medical marijuana needy community, as well as avoid a proliferation of a lot of shops in Imperial Beach. So we tried to come up with a solution that would have one for sure. And that would have happened, except that we had an organized group, largely outside people who wanted it all. And as a result, we didn't really get anything. We had a referendum that ended up getting defeated. But I remember working with you on that with our city attorney, and I'll always remember, the effort that we made and what it was like for us to present that and then be kind of opposed by all of these people in the audience that evening when we were trying to do the right thing. And so I will always remember standing together with you on those key things for our community, and I wish you all the best going forward in the future.
So I'm going to miss your encyclopedic knowledge of protocol and parliamentary procedure way more than the city manager. So anytime we got stuck or I got stuck, I take full responsibility for that. You were there to bail me out really quickly. So I really appreciate that. I really appreciate your encyclopedic knowledge of IB history and love for IB. I'm going to say an unwavering commitment to our lifeguards, our law enforcement, our Navy, and more importantly, our kids. That never, ever, ever faltered, and I really appreciate that. So anyway, we wish you the best of luck, and thank you for your service, and thank you for your family service to the community. It really means a lot for you to be here. And anyway, we wish you well. Thank you.
Just when you thought I wasn't going to say anything. Gotcha. Patrick, it has been my honor to serve with you, and your parents are here in the audience. I would like to thank you for lending your son to us for 6 years. You raised a fine young man. And I joke sometimes what it must have been like growing up as Patrick in the Bilbray household. He's lived this stuff for years. And I imagine at dinner time, the conversation went like, well, I make a motion to pass the peas. If there was a lack of second to pass the peas, they stayed right where they were. So you have lived this your entire life. And I have truly appreciated your young and modern perspective that you have brought to our council. You have been our go-to guy on everything procedurally. You have, as the mayor and my colleagues stated, you have a photographic memory of the history of Imperial Beach. You'll notice at your seat this afternoon, there was a token of the Imperial Beach Historical Society. So thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, this young man has, behind the scenes, done more for this community than most will ever realize. Problems and issues, people just pick up the phone and call Patrick, and without any fanfare, it gets accomplished. So I too will miss that. I wish you well. I'll miss the good times that we've had together. I'll miss some of the crazy times we've had together up here. And nobody will understand what it's like to sit in these seats unless you've sat in these seats. So again, from the bottom of my heart, I do have a token of our appreciation from your colleagues and the city staff. Of course, it is a ship's wheel. It's a clock. Patrick.
Don't drill a hole in it and try to install it.
As most people know that I'm a man of few words, so I'll keep this short. It's been an absolute honor to serve up on this board for 6 years. I'm actually looking forward to be sitting back where everyone else is. Never actually spoke at this at the diocese up here, besides besides this whole deal. So it's been ups and downs. I mean, when I was elected at 25, we had the RDA issue go through. That was a scary time in the city. I'm glad that we were able to come through it with basically smelling like roses for the most part, because for a long time we didn't think that it was actually going to be there. Um, Lori, Bobby, Ed, Mr. Gina, Andy, it's all been a pleasure, and I'll miss you guys. And I'll be around. Rebel rousing like the rest of them. So, thank you again, everybody.
Thank you. And now we have another very nice part of the evening, the oath of office ceremony. And someone who I've known for a long time, Councilmember Bobby Patton. So I would like to invite Councilmember Patton, his wife Catherine, and his children Jake and Hannah to the front of the chambers. And Jake and Hannah will administer Councilmember Patton's ceremony oath of office. I've seen Jake's presentation skills, by the way, at Mar Vista. He did an excellent job giving a presentation in a geography class in front of some pretty high-level school board officials and the California Geography Association's president. So I know Jake and Hannah will do a great job. So thanks, Bobby, for having them here. And it sounds like Jake and Hannah are going to administer the oath to Councilmember Patton.
Hey, here goes.
Please raise your hand and repeat after me. I, Robert Patton,
I, Robert Patton,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I'll support and defend
the Constitution of
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of
and
California
Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear
that I will bear
true faith and allegiance
true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California. I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties in which I'm about to enter. Hugs and kisses. A group photo? Yeah. Everybody. They were 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of notes. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it's been an honor serving all of Imperial Beach for the last 4 years, and I definitely look forward for the next 4 years. And I want to thank everybody that's helped me on this road. It's a tough road when you run for city council. It's a lot of knocking on doors, a lot of planning, a lot of mailers, a lot of, the worst thing, asking for money. But I had a great team over here, and as well as my family team. IB has never been better, and I thank the former councils that we've mentioned in here earlier to bring Imperial Beach to where we're at now, and I also thank the current council to where we're at, as well as city staff that builds this whole team that I'm on. I'm lucky enough to be on. And I just want to just make it really clear that I'm going to work very, very hard for you for this next 4 years and do everything possible to continue the growth and make Imperial Beach the nice small town environment community that we all love. lastly, I want to thank my family, my wife Katie, who's puts up with a lot. My son Jake, who now is in 9th grade, and my daughter Hannah, who's in 7th grade. And I just want to do my best and let you guys know I'll continue to work on balance. Juggling full-time job, this job, and a family, 2 dogs, a cat. I mean, it's a juggle, and but it's a passion, and I love you all, and I want to thank you, and Katie. I guess you and Hannah could split them. Some flowers for you. And thanks again for coming tonight.
Thank you. And as I said earlier, who would have known that in 1982, we first started lifeguarding together, the city of IB, that we'd be up here in suits and ties as elected officials. And actually, I met you 41 years ago on the beach, but I was 13 and you must have been like 14. So yeah, so anyway. And now I'd like to invite Councilmember-elect West and his wife, Megan Montgomery West, to the front of the chambers. Megan will administer Council-elect's West's ceremonial oath of office.
I think we're going to have to bring this down. A little bit high for me. Go from tall to short.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Mark West,
I, Mark West,
do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear
that I will bear
true faith and allegiance
true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without mental reservation
without mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well
and that I will well
and faithfully
and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Good job. Good job.
And it's got our super cool old logo on it.
Nice.
Sailboat. So it's one of my favorite logos. Congratulations, Mark.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, I have so much that I want to say, but really what I really want to say to all of you is thank you. Thank you for working with me. Thank you for having faith in me. And thank you for being a part of this journey, because it was a journey. Megan, I remember we had a discussion, and I'm gonna do a little family talk here. We had a little discussion before I decided to run for office. I said, Megan, I know you work 20 hours a day. I promise you, I will not have you do too much. Next thing I know, she's my treasurer. Next thing I know, she's knocking on doors with me. She's, Mark, you need to do this. Mark, you need to do that. And it was way more. And Megan, you did it all. Thank you so much. And it means the world to me. You know, this journey was about knocking on doors. My good friend back over there, Mark Graysick, the new director of Helix Water Board #3, gave me a book. And this book was about getting elected in Roman times. And I read this book, and it literally talked about everything that we did. Knock, talk, walk, be with people, put your face out there, listen. And it's amazing how that works. And Mark and David, I am so honored to have been a part of this little triad that we've created through the veterans and all that, I look forward to being friends with you for many years to come. And thank you for so much for the support, because we did talk to each other a lot. So you guys are awesome, and our work is just beginning. But I also want to thank Mayor Dedina. Thank you for putting your feet on my back and pushing me out into the street and saying, Mark, you need to do this. And I agree. I've always wanted to do this, and I thank you, Mayor. I appreciate it. Josie. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to tell you a little story about Josie. Josie and I we knocked on doors every day, except for like, there was a time when I was out of town that we couldn't. And one day I'm like, Josie, we gotta go. Here is me running across the street, and Josie's running alongside me. I mean, literally like cruising along. Yeah, go. And you came up with a plan. We sat in my kitchen. You said, this is what we need to do. This is what we need to execute. And you know what, Josie? All that work paid off. And I really am thankful to you. I have grown to love you like a mother in so many ways. So thank you so much, Josie. Last but not least, my buddy Patrick. He's my confidant in so many things. Patrick, so I know, and a lot of you know that I was kind of on the social media thing. I did a lot of stuff on social media, and I tried to keep up on it, but I did a lot of posting. I didn't do a lot of reading. And Patrick was moving down here from Los Angeles and hit me up on Facebook and said, hey, I need you to do this. I really want to be involved in your campaign. And I was like so busy at the time, I didn't even know. I was like, and then Scott Taylor goes, Mark, you need to talk to Patrick. This guy is super smart, and he's really passionate, and he can do things for you. And so I said, all right. I called him. We had a discussion, and I am lucky man. I had this guy, besides Josie, was there every day, and he had to do it knocking on doors by himself, because Josie always came with me. So he had to deal with everybody on the other side, and sometimes it was good. Sometimes it was bad. There were times when there were not the nicest people in the world, but Patrick always came with a smile on his face, and he was there, and then he went with me to all these different events. And when Josie wasn't there, Patrick was there. And Patrick, you are a gentleman, a scholar, and I wish you best whatever you do. And you're going to set the world on fire, my friend. I appreciate it. Oh. No flowers for Patrick. And once again, I do want to say that I will work extremely hard. I knocked on 3,000 doors, and I guarantee you that I will be there working every day, because that's what's got me this far, my military career. I work hard, and I try to get things done. So thank you so much. I appreciate you all for coming, and it's a great feeling to be here, and I love it. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Madam Clerk, do we have any public speaker comments? Great. So meeting is adjourned. I'd like everyone to the community room, to invite everyone to the community room for refreshments. Thank you. We have 18 minutes. What?